I'm embarrassed because I was over here thinking Kaylor and Aaron had a real connection, and then Casa Amor happened. And I was like, okay, Emily, you need to get these instincts of yours together because they're a mess. I did notice in the cute conversation that Kaylor and Aaron had, I did notice he wasn't fully saying the things. Kaylor was saying the things, but Aaron was really playing up the like, it's hard for me to say these things and like being all torn. And Kaylor was like filling it in for him. I did notice that. I did catch that. But I didn't think he would go so immediately off of Kaylor. I knew there was just something off. I will give myself a tiny bit of credit. I did say I shouldn't like them as much as I do, but I do. And now we see why I couldn't quite figure out. I'm like, this, it's not safe. It's not quite safe. And then, well, okay, so I'm going to go through episodes 18, 19, and 20. Today's Wednesday that I'm recording this. Love Island, the only day Love Island US does not air is Wednesdays. Every other day it airs. I don't really love the After Sun though. So I don't really give those much of a shot. So I also consider, what is it, Saturday that comes on? I also consider that to be an off day. I love Maura, and I don't like seeing her in this capacity. In this is not her thriving. It's a little clunky. And it makes me uncomfortable. But honestly, the UK After Suns, I'm the same. It's not like this isn't just specifically about her. It's like the UK. They're just cheesy. They're just a little bit cheesy. But anyway, I'm going to go through episodes 18, 19, and 20 right now. Right before the recoupling, Cassie and Rob had a conversation that seemed to go well. But then after the recoupling, and then like the next day when Cassie and Rob are having a conversation, it was like, oh, this is terrible. But Rob does this thing where it probably works in real life and it would probably work on me. Maybe not. I'm 40. It's a little different now. But he doesn't really like open up. He doesn't really ask a question. He kind of stares and he's hard to read. And to me, it reads like he's being a dick and it's just kind of obnoxious. But I can imagine Cassie's over there in her interview going, I don't know, there's something about him. Like him being hard to read is actually kind of like working for me. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's a tactic, that's for sure. But Rob is so not feeling it that he goes and talks to Liv. Man, I really wished Liv would have been like, no, I don't think so. But no, she didn't. That's not what she said. Yeah, instead she was like, yeah, actually, I think we should give this connection another shot. I'm like, no. Why? Liv. Anyway, then Casa happened. So thank God we don't have to look at that because I really could not handle Rob and I don't know why they don't make sense to me. They just don't make sense to me. But Aaron and Kaylor, here's what I wrote in my notes about the super cute. I go, they have a super cute talk and I'm probably an idiot, but I love them. Okay. Like Emily, get it together. The elimination was savage this episode. It's like the producers hated Cassie and Nigel because they didn't need to have them standing up there and then no, they had to have known Cassie was going to get at most one of the women to stand behind her. So one after the next, they had to just stand there and just let people not go stand behind them, just be up there publicly humiliated slowly. That's the thing. It's a very slow elimination. Like one text comes in. I feel like we obviously get it edited. So it's probably like an hour to 2 hours or I don't know. They seem like a long time. But I'm like, okay, we get it. We get the Cassie's going home. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. And then though, the next day, or the next episode when they do the like previously on Love Island, they usually give you the whole thing, but they even sped it up. They even had our amazing narrator go, all right, you guys don't really care what happened. Let me just speed this up. Fast forwarded. These guys got eliminated. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we are. Oh my God. I don't think they liked Cassie and Nigel very much. They did not care. They did not give them a proper exit at all. I'm trying really hard to like Janae. I'm trying really hard. I just feel like she's trying really hard. Like everything she does feels very forced to me. Like every little tiny bit of a connection she can form with people, she's kind of like clinging on to them. But her and Kenny, they do seem to have a connection, I guess. I really want to like Janae. I know that she has a big fan base too, and I really want to like her, but she kind of always talks like she's fake smiling. Like I actually can't even do her voice, but I wish she would just kind of settle into herself a little bit. There seems to be like a desperation to her, and I really want to like her. I do. Now, I genuinely thought that Serena she starts to kind of do the most with Cordell in her interviews. And it felt like she was doing that because she saw how the vote off went. Because this last round was who's most compatible. And I think that it seemed like she was doing it just for the audience. But then when we're in this Casa world, she's like in a crisis over it. So maybe it's real for her, which is very unfortunate because for Cordell, he gets in there. I mean, come on. We'll get to that. So this time they give the boys a choice on whether or not they want to go to Casa. Miguel and Rob run there, which is fitting. Kenny flies out, literally. Aaron and Cordell are like, oh, what do we do? What should we do? We're going to sleep outside. We're going to sleep outside together. We're not sharing a bed with anyone. We've got to go do it. And he's like, and Aaron actually he's like, I want to say goodbye. And they're like, nope, you don't say goodbye. And it seemed like Aaron was going to be a good little boy. The Casa Amor girls are insanely gorgeous. Like it's literally an exact buffet, if you will, of every type of woman. They are gorgeous. I'm cracking up though, because I don't think I could do, you know how when they do their intros, like I'm Emily, and whenever I walk into a room, everyone stares. You know why? I could not even do that. Mine would be like, I'm Emily and I'm working on my self-confidence. I'm okay. I don't really like to go out a lot. Yeah, I like to wear sweats. Cool. That's about it. That's all I got for you. Honestly, these women, I'm so sad for them, because not for the women, but for the other women, the villa women who stay, because I don't think the guys were that cute. I'm like, I guess like, they're not ugly at all, but I'm like, how come you did them dirty like that? Because literally the women are ridiculous, like ridiculous. Of the guys, Ignacio has, he speaks broken English. And for a second, I thought that Leah and Ignacio were going to be like kind of working, because she's like, my family speaks Farsi, so I'm very used to people who speak in broken English. This is very comfortable for me. And I was kind of like, oh, I could see this. I was very surprised that she's pining over Miguel as much as she is. I was actually very surprised by that. And she's smart to know that that he's probably doing all of the things in Casa, because he would. But I was shocked that Leo was so smitten, if you will. Then there's Daniella. When Daniella and Aaron are talking, I'm like, oh, uh-oh. Because they're both vegan. They both speak Spanish. And they're having a conversation, like any conversation, and then cut over to Kaylor, who's like, I miss Aaron. And so the producers are in heaven, and the audience is too, because as sad as it is, it's also like kind of exactly what you would sort of want from Casa. That's sort of what Casa is in its essence. Is it fucks up these relationships, and there's usually one who's like all sad and whatever, and then the other one not. So it just gets it gets worse and worse. I mean, Kaylor is like, she's busy crying and feeling guilty because she kissed someone in a challenge, saying I know Aaron isn't doing the kissing challenges. Cut to Aaron very much doing the kissing challenges. It's a lot. Cordell was kind of powerless against Daya's heavy flirtation, and he ends up kissing her for the lip gloss. But then he feels like really fucking guilty about that later. But Daniella pulls Aaron for a chat at one point, and he is so wide open. You can just tell he's wide open. But then they're cutting over to Serena talking to Kaylor, saying, I really don't see Aaron kissing anyone outside of the challenges. The chat, then they cut back over to the chat with Daniella and Aaron, and it is like, there's so much chemistry and sexual tension, I can't even look. I'm like, make it stop. And then she asks him to share a bed, and he's like, oh. And then he makes a rule that he'll have clothes on. She's like, yeah. And that they won't do anything too crazy. A cuddle, and that's it. Kaylor is nonstop crying as Aaron just chats with Rob about how he has feelings for Kaylor, but even Rob is like, don't do anything stupid because Kaylor will get crushed. And Aaron's like, oh yeah, no, I don't want to break her heart. Definitely don't want to break her heart. Sure. You seem real concerned about it. Like, you've got Kaylor, because she's also coming off the trauma, if you will, of kissing someone else in a challenge and having Aaron lose his mind over it and punish her about it. So she's thinking that she needs to like be good because he's going to come back and be like, what did you do? Meanwhile, she's like, I'm going to sleep outside. I will be eaten alive by mosquitoes if I have to be. I will not sleep in bed with someone. Meanwhile, when Cordell tells the boys about making out with Daya, he's just so guilt-ridden and he feels so bad. However, it's about to heat up. Okay. We are cat girlies here at She's Speaking. Sometimes you've even seen the cats in some of the episodes. So I make no qualms about being a cat woman, but the worst part is easily the litter box. I was torturing myself with clumping litter for the longest time until Pretty Litter came along. I just didn't believe the ads about it. I'm like, it's litter. It's going to be gross, period. But let me just explain. They make the crystals absorb the liquid. So all you have to scoop out is the solid, which is not that hard. And then you just stir up the crystals and freshen it up again. And that lasts you for like a month. And then you just change the whole thing and start fresh and start new. Nothing beats Pretty Litter's ability to trap odor. It's ultra absorbent, but the best part, lightweight, low dust, and it's just 1 6-pound bag that works for up to a month. And actually, wait, the best part is this. Pretty Litter changes colors to indicate early signs of potential illness in your cat, like a urinary tract infection or kidney issues. That actually is the best part. But you know what? If that wasn't enough, Pretty Litter ships free right to my door. I never run out. I don't have huge kitty litter bags taking up space. I don't have to lug those tubs from a store to my car to my house. Pretty Litter's amazing. You have to try it. Go to prettylitter.com/shespeaks to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. That's prettylitter.com/shespeaks to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. prettylitter.com/shespeaks. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details. It is officially sundress season. And you know who does great sundresses? Jenny Kane. They do minimalist, effortless, yet luxurious fashion. They design everything at Jenny Kane to become a uniform. It makes getting dressed so much easier. Their Riviera slip dress is the perfect summer dress for me. But I also ordered the cropped cashmere cocoon cardigan because I'm thinking I'll wear that Riviera slip dress during the day, and then when it gets a little chilly at night, throw on my cropped cardigan. Jenny Kane is known for their sweaters, by the way. They do super luxe yet lightweight sweaters that are perfect for spring and summer vibes. They do that relaxed knit better than anyone. The Cooper cardigan is so cute with its button accents, very flattering silhouette. It's a great layer for the cooler evenings or, if you go into air conditioning. Now, let's say you're going on vacation and you need something a little luxurious to add to your vacation wardrobe. I have been loving the Flynn cashmere sweater because it's so versatile. So it's the perfect piece to pack in your suitcase. And don't forget shoes. The Eve sandal is everything you could want in a classic spring shoe. It pairs well with any seasonal outfit. Jenny Kane believes in the art of simplicity, so they focus on comfort, quality, and timeless design. So you can curate a wardrobe that never goes out of style. They also, by the way, have a stunning collection of home essentials like furniture pieces, cozy pillows and throws, perfectly curated decor, and the most incredible candles. Plus, they have a rewards program where you can earn up to 10% back with every purchase, and joining is completely free. Find your new uniform at jennykane.com. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code SHESPEAKS at checkout. That's 15% off your first order at jennykane.com. Promo code SHESPEAKS. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about. Embrace your summer aesthetic with Jenny Kane. Sierra is one of the bombshells, the Casa Amor. She's gorgeous. She looks like Rihanna. Every time I see her face, I'm like, whoa, you guys could be sisters, like twins almost. In my mind, that's just how I see her. And when she's chatting with Miguel kind of does what he does with all of them. He just like stares a lot and like wants to kiss and whatever. And she says something interesting. She goes, I like when guys are gentlemen and ask me about myself. And he just sort of stares at her. He's like, yeah. And doesn't ask her about herself. I'm like, cool. Miguel, okay, that makes sense. I mean, when a man is like Miguel, yeah, I bet he's not had to try very hard. Being asked to share a bed actually would be the worst thing for me. Like if someone was interested in me in this show, they'd be like, would you like to share a bed? I'd be like, oh, the better thing would be if you offered for me to have the bed all to myself and you sleep elsewhere. But we know we're cool. Because I cannot stand sharing a bed with anybody. Doesn't matter. I hate it. But like them all sharing beds when they're getting into bed and like cuddling, like Aaron and Daniella, the heavy cuddling, okay? And then Aaron the next morning, he tells the boys, he goes, she's doing everything possible to like fuck. Whoa. But then Daniella's like, yeah, we kept kissing, and then says day one, Aaron is trying to get in my pants. So I don't know if they just didn't show us all the little heavy petting going on, but my word. So the guys are all like having the time of their lives for the most part. Maybe not Kendall as much. Serena, though, is laying on the ground in tears about Cordell. And she's like, I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to look stupid. And they're all comforting each other. The guys are in heaven. The girls are not loving. They're not thriving at all. Kendall and Sierra do seem to have a good connection. And what I noticed was Kendall asked Sierra questions about herself. And I was like, that's funny because literally she said exactly that she likes people asking her questions about herself. Hello. The guy, Rob, Miguel, and Kendall are just kind of like sitting back and observing the rest of the guys. They watch Cordell and Dea kiss. They watch Aaron and Daniella kiss. It's major. Like Aaron and Daniela kiss, I was like, oh, fuck. He looks like he's about to rip her clothes off. I think he's gonna take her back. I think he's gonna go back with her, take her back to the villa. And I don't know how Kaylor should just leave. Honestly, Kaylor should just go home at that point because she's never gonna be able to handle watching Aaron with Daniela. And if he doesn't go back with Daniela, when movie night happens, movie night, for those who don't know, is when they watch back stuff from this season that the other didn't know about, stuff from Casa. So, oh God, I mean, this season's really shaping up, I tell you, to be one of the best ever. But it's so sad because while all this is happening, the guys are kissing and whatever. Kaylor is giving Kaylor and Serena just keep giving each other pep talks, but Kaylor is like, I really think our guys are probably being good. I really think our guys are being good. And their guys are being the most invested in the new bombshells. So then they do the Casa versus the Villa games. They always do this. And so part of the points they get are for like style and effort. And so everyone kissing is doing the most. I honestly like could barely look at it. It's just so much saliva and so much kissing. But Aaron and Daniella, they get in the shower and then they keep kissing afterwards, like making out all heavily. I'm like, oh, you are fucked, Kaylor. Like you are fucked, Kaylor. Kaylor gives a whole speech though. After they lose the villa, they lose the games, the kissing games. Kaylor's like, ladies, we are not going to be all sad about these guys. We are going to get out there and we are going to talk to these guys that are here in this villa. We're going to have the time of our lives. And then she goes and talks to, I don't even remember the guy's name, one of the bombshells. And all she does is talk about how hard it is being there without Aaron. I'm like, didn't you just say you were going to go have fun and talk to these guys? She's like, the thing is that like, it's really tough. And I thought she was going to cry. It's really tough being here because like Aaron, that's all I'm thinking about is Aaron. And I can't open up to anyone else. And the guy's like, yeah, okay, cool. While this is happening, Aaron is literally telling Daniella that this is more than just a test. This is more than just a test. And like, this is this is good. I think he's coming back with her. I do. I think he's coming back with her. And you need to have a therapist on standby for Kaylor. Okay. Oh my God. The preview for the next episode, for tomorrow's episode, which is Thursday. Oh my God. It looks like Cordell and Dea are having sex in it. Is that what I'm seeing? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Casa is crazy. It couldn't have gone any better for us, though, the audience and for producers, because Casa is the test. And did I not just say my last Love Island recap? I just said Casa happens, and Casa comes at a very interesting time. It's intended to be like, if you have formed a connection, it's intended so that you've formed that connection and now you don't want to be open to anyone else. But then Casa comes around and it's the ultimate test and it can fuck it all up. And yeah, sure is. So Jesus, I cannot tell if Leah is genuinely pining for Miguel or if she's just not connecting with these kind of like, they're just not the best, the guys. They're just not, I don't know. Because Miguel, I don't know who Miguel's going to come back with, because it feels like Sierra is going to like Kendall more, because she was very interested when she found out that Kendall did say, if I like anybody here, it's Sierra. Like, that's the one I have the most connection with. And she was like, really? Who said that? So I don't know if because Miguel's got that connection with Sierra, he thinks. And so I would love it if he could get rejected. It would be wonderful, because he needs some humbling, big time. That one. None of the girls are really forming connections, except for Janae might be forming a connection with one of them. I can't remember their names. Not the one she shared a bed with, but the one who brought her breakfast the next day. That I could see being a connection. I can't tell if Kenny's actually getting a connection with anybody in Casa. It's just so ironic that the two guys that had the seemingly most solid connection, even though I didn't think Serena and Cordell had a solid connection by any means. But it's just interesting that those Aaron in particular got in there and just immediately was invested in Daniella. But unfortunately, she kind of does seem like, I get it, because she speaks Spanish and they're both vegan. I don't really see them actually talking. Like, Kaylor and Aaron have better banter and conversation. Daniella, all the Casa women are exactly the women you would not want your man around, because they're the type that are going to turn their heads. There's a blonde one that's in the Casa, and I can't remember her name, but I don't think she's making real connections with anybody. I think Kendall and Nicole will make it through. I think they'll be fine. I do think Aaron is gonna bring Daniella back to the villa, and it's gonna be so crazy. It's gonna be so crazy. So, for those who don't know, because I saw someone ask what Casa Amor is, I just assume everybody who's watching this recap watches Love Island and, like, knows more than I even do. So they're there for days in Casa. And then what they do is they have to decide before they know what the other one decides that's back in the villa. They decide if they want to couple up with who they've made a connection with or go back single and risk going back and the person that they're going back to has actually decided to couple up with someone. So you'll get like it's a whole ceremony. And if you've started watching Love Island, you see the music they use, the cues, like when they use the Billie Eilish song from the Barbie movie over Kaylor crying about, sorry, I'm not loud. It's just, Kaylor is just getting so embarrassed that it's hard not to be entertained by it. But that's fucked up because genuinely she's going to have true trauma from this experience because she can't even handle him not being there. And this is a great test because she should not be this attached. But Serena's I didn't think Serena was that into Cordell, but like I'm starting to, you know what it might be for her now that I'm going back. She didn't start really getting back into Cordell until a bombshell came in and pulled him for a chat. And then she was like, wait a minute, maybe I do like him. So maybe it's just she doesn't really have a connection with him, but doesn't want someone else to have a connection with him. So maybe that's part of it. But I'm wondering if Cordell will bring back Dea. I wouldn't hate that just because it doesn't feel like Serena's really like wanted him. So I wouldn't hate that, but I just cannot wait to see what happens with Kaylor. Because like I said, if Aaron doesn't come back with Daniella and goes back for Kaylor, they're going to show all the kissing and all of the things to them at movie night. And it is gonna be wild. So we're in for a ride still. Oh my God. It's going to be bad. Did I leave anyone out? Miguel was like great, but Miguel is such a player. And like I said, I hope Sierra decides to reject him because he's just too full of himself. He needs to be knocked down a peg for sure. Rob is like not really connecting with anyone, is he? Rob's sitting back in his bucket hat just observing. And if even Rob is telling Aaron, don't do anything stupid, Aaron, it's interesting because with Aaron, like, I knew something was not my favorite about Aaron, but then seeing the way he is with Daniella, like, ick. He's the ultimate ick for sure. So even if I just hope Kaylor dumps his ass, but she was not gonna. Oh God, it's gonna be sad, but it's gonna be so good. This is gonna be so good. Yeah. Okay, so I cannot wait to see how this plays out. I cannot wait. All right. How are we loving? Are we loving this season? I'm loving it. I haven't even finished, I haven't caught up with UK in a couple weeks, so I'm so behind on a lot of episodes. I need to just binge a bunch. But I was getting really bored, and I was also having a very hard time figuring out who was who, and I got kind of tired of that. So I was like, I'm just gonna not watch it. But my sister said it got good. But she was like, it's like episode 20 and it got good. So she's like, I kind of get why people are saying Love Island US is better. And it makes me very happy for Ariana because Love Island US has been kind of the dud comparatively. And now just happens to be the best season. They cast it right. And it's the season she's hosting. So I think that's awesome. And I think that she'll definitely keep this gig. I do want her to loosen up a little. It feels like she's yelling when she comes out and she does this stuff. It feels like she's not, and maybe she feels like she has to. I just want her to maybe like have a drink before or something. My sister actually is the one who said that. My sister's like, when she does the after sun, when she comes out with Mara, that actually is when the after sun can get cute when Ariana comes out because Ariana and Mara have a cute relationship and it loosens up Mara. But whenever Mara has to like read any cues or any of that stuff, it gets real clunky. I guess it's not great. But Ariana's definitely keeping this gig. For sure. For sure. I'm so happy that it's a good season too. Cause like, that's not her. She didn't do that, but like, it's just working out in her favor, Okay, I think that's that. I think I got to all. I'll be back though. I'll be back. I'm not gonna stop covering it. And then Kendrick and I will be discussing when we do the weekly wrap up on Sunday live on YouTube at 10 a.m. Yeah, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So make sure to join us because we're also going to talk Love Island and House of the Dragon and whatever big news. Like, for example, Brandy is going to sue Bravo. She announced on Twitter. We'll discuss all the hot topics as well. That's what Sunday will be. But I'll be coming to you before then with another Love Island because it's too juicy. It's too juicy. All right, love you guys. Mean it. I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. This show is produced, hosted, and edited by me, Emily, and brought to you in partnership with Cloud 10 Media. If you are looking for bonus content, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. To show some support, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Another free way to support the pod, please rate and/or review on whatever platform you listen. It's free, and it helps the algorithm or something. You could also head to buymeacoffee.com/shespeaks and buy me a coffee or two. Make sure you're following me on all social medias. I am She's Speaking with Emily Hanks across all platforms: Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. Thank you guys. See you soon.